Tottenham 1-2 to Juventus, 3-2 RAG. Gonzalo Higuain and Paulo Dybala steer Italian giants through to the quarter-finals as they come from behind to win. Lads, as Sir Alex Ferguson famously remarked, it's Tottenham. And we all know what that means. Disappointment. Frustration. Underachievement. Just when it's won, it's lost. Why should this Champions League campaign be any different to some very recent history? Meaning, just as Tottenham's excellent title challenges suffer inexplicable derailments at crucial moments, so a Champions League tie that looked to be well in hand, suddenly reared up and savaged them. From the quarter-finals to the ranks of the also-rans took all of 2 minutes and 49 seconds, and this time there was no heroic fight back. Tottenham were looking good, 1-2-0 up on the night, 3-2 to ahead on aggregate. Son Heung-min had scored his 14th Wembley goal this season, of 16 in total, and all was right in the world. Then it all went a little, as the saying goes, Spursy. Juventus, having barely threatened all night aside from a travesty of a rejected penalty, scored an equalizer. Tottenham were still progressing on away goals, though. All they had to do was stay calm, and, oh, Juventus scored again. Suddenly a familiar feeling of dread descended. Just as it had when title momentum went down the tubes at Upton Park, the year they were supposed to be coming for Leicester. Just as it had when Chelsea scored 4 against them in an FA Cup semi-final here last year. Tottenham play football that should win trophies, without actually winning trophies. Mauricio Pochettino had talked of a Champions League campaign that has got Europe talking about his team, but who remembers the clubs that exit at the first knockout stage? Tottenham put down some markers in the group, sure, but this is where Europe's elite are judged. Can you do it without stabilizers, without a safety net? Juventus had to score 2 away from home in the second half and delivered. Tottenham had to hold a lead, and couldn't. That will be noticed, you can be certain. They went deeper into this tournament under Harry Redknapp, and beat the best team in Italy at this stage too. It will be argued experience was the key, just as it was when Real Madrid met Paris Saint-Germain. Certainly, having reached 2 of the last 3 finals, Juventus know the course and distance. They had 3 times as many Champions League appearances in their starting lineup as Tottenham too, but it was about more than just that. Tottenham have to be better under the pressure of the marquee match. They have to be tight in those moments, when the biggest games are decided, certainly if they have ambitions to one day win this tournament, or any tournament really, under Pochettino. By the time the last 16 is reached, the level of the best teams is extraordinary. Tottenham did not defend badly for 90% of the game. They were undone by momentary lapses, missed chances from Son, a split-second loss of focus at the back, but that is how these encounters are decided. Juventus needed 2 goals, got 2 chances, scored them, and went home. Had Tottenham been that clinical in the first half, the tie would have been long over. Son could have been the hero, but he ended up as one of the culprits. He was excellent in the first half, lively, always available, positive and intent as Tottenham tried to be, but with hindsight his wastefulness cost. His first goal could have been his hat-trick with more composure, starting in the 3rd minute when excellent hold-up play from Harry Kane put him through, forcing a fine save from Gianluigi Buffon. In the 38th minute, Son was sent speeding away down the left by Ben Davies, drawing his man, but screwing his shot wide across the face of goal, although that didn't seem to matter when he opened the scoring for Tottenham a minute later. Ali and Kane were involved in the build-up, but the killer pass was played, as it has been so often this season, by Kieran Trippier from deep on the right. First time too, as is his trademark, catching Juventus's backline in recovery mode. Son was the spare man but lucked out, scuffing his shot, only to see it spin past Buffon and into the net. Juventus needed to, and didn't look as if they had one in them, but like all good, experienced teams they stuck at it and waited for an opportunity. Maybe they figured that with Tottenham in pressure situations, you tend to get at least one. After 64 minutes it came. Gonzalo Higuain had until that point been largely anonymous, but Juventus as a team responded to some attacking changes made by coach Massimiliano Allegri. Substitute Stefan Lichtsteiner sped down the right and clipped in a cross that was headed towards the far post by Sami Khedira. No Tottenham player occupied that space, so Higuain entered and turned the ball in on the volley, leaving Hugo Lloris rooted. A lovely striker's goal. 1-1 Tottenham would still have progressed on away goals. The mood had changed, though. Juventus sensed the kill. Tottenham sensed, well, whatever they sense in these situations. Impending calamity, maybe. Soon, it arrived. Davinson Sanchez had played well to that point, but he was turned quite spectacularly by Higuain, who slipped the ball through to Paulo Dybala, now herring on goal with only Lloris to beat. He made no mistake and Juventus held their nerve, even when a Kane header hit the inside of a post on 90 minutes. They saw the game out in a way Tottenham simply could not. Don't call them lucky, though. It wasn't luck. Indeed, in defeat, Juventus would have claimed they were the unfortunate ones. They had a penalty when Jan Vertonghen took out Douglas Costa after 17 minutes. Rock solid. No question. Clear as day. To the majority watching inside the stadium, to the great number at home, even those listening on the radio knew it was a penalty, given that there cannot have been an observer in the commentary positions who would not have called it immediately. Even Vertonghen knew, because he is not that good an actor and his protestations of innocence were hammy and unconvincing. The only folk in denial were match official Szymon Marciniak and his many assistants. Particularly the bump on a log behind the goal. Juventus winger Costa as good as landed in a heap at his feet. Marciniak waved play on, his little helper stared mutely ahead. Juventus, as one, raged. For a UEFA standard additional assistant referee, as the bumps are formally known, to miss this was incredible. Where do they get these people from? Poland, in the case of last night's officials, meaning they won't have had a whole lot of experience in front of 80,000 capacity club crowds, or handling games this fast and technical. Another layer of irony is added by UEFA President Alexander Seferin's opposition to VAR, claiming that quote nobody understands it. It could be argued that they understand it better than last night's assistant understood the rules of the game. Costa did not even get a chance to exaggerate his fall. VAR cannot come quickly enough for officials as eagle-eyed as this.